Live from Paradise Studios in New York, Strong Island Television presents Under the Radar, starring Randy Unger. Brought to you by Magnitude Jewelry. Add a 2 to match your attitude. Tonight, Randy will be interviewing director Jeff Bemiss, writer-producer David Lally, and actress Carol Lambert of the new short film Dream House. Randy will also be reviewing the new films Phil and Annabelle Comes Home with special guest critics Amanda Vasquez, Matt Roaring, and Thomas Puglisi. And now, here's your host, Randy Unger.
Hey guys, I'm Randy Unger, and this is another edition of Under the Radar. And as you can see, we have a slightly new logo, so just take that in, enjoy, appreciate. And right now, I've got the wonderful cast and crew of the new short film Dream House. I have Mr. David Lally, writer-producer, and actress Carol Lambert.
Yes.
And also, we should have, via Skype, the director, Mr. Jeff Bemiss. Jeff? There he is.
There he is.
How's it going, guys? Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, for sure.
Very
so the film is very great. It's a short film. I wish it was a feature.
So do we.
So good. And basically, it tells the story of a mother and son. The son is obviously mentally unstable. He's a little depressed. And basically, they're just trying to survive and cope and deal with each other in this house. And along comes this lovely gardener who's basically a breath of fresh air. And I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to spoil anything. It's a 30-minute film, so yeah.
That's a good synopsis, though.
Thank you.
I mean, the only thing I would add is that the relationship between the mother and the son is extremely enmeshed.
Yes.
You know, I mean, it's just like dysfunctional beyond anything that we've seen probably since Harold and Maude.
Yeah, it's dark.
And I think the other kind of funny aside to it is that the house is falling apart. So the title is definitely ironic.
Right.
And that's part of the reason that Carol, Ginny, hires this very vivacious handyman.
Attractive.
Yes.
And attractive.
And he pretty much, lightens the mood a bit.
Well, and I think the main thing is that he creates a connection between the two men that forces Mark, the lead character, to make a decision, at the end, to either stay in the past or to move on to the future.
Right.
So that's something we all have to kind of deal with at some point in our lives.
That's great.
Yeah.
Carol, how did you get involved with the project?
Actually, this project started out as a full-length play.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's how I got into this. I went to an audition.
Good.
And actually, I was hired right away.
Nice.
He was.
That's great.
So we did the production. And then shortly thereafter, David had called me and said, would you possibly be interested in a film? And I said, oh, would I?
Nice.
So, that's how it began.
And then it was kind of an interesting chronology because I had met Jeff
Right.
in an acting class, and he is a director, a renowned and prolific director, who expressed interest in the project. So we originally did it as just a trailer to raise funds,
Right.
which was about a 5-minute, 6-minute trailer, which is really good, actually.
Yeah, that's through Indiegogo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was with Indiegogo, and we
Right.
raised a certain amount of money. But then, that wasn't enough, and I thought, oh gosh, I really want to make the film, but doing a feature-length film was not conceivable.
Right.
I mean, it's just not achievable.
It's not the right time. Yeah.
Well, I don't have enough money.
Yeah, there you go.
So I decided what I could do is truncate it and turn it into a short film of a half an hour, and that I could self-produce.
Okay. Jeff, how did you get involved with this film yourself?
Well, after I'd met David, he found out I was a filmmaker and said, "Hey, I have a little story I've been wanting to make as a film."
All right.
And I have a friend who helped me turn it into a screenplay, and so I read it, and I told him that I would be happy to be involved, that I thought it was really well written, and we decided to, take the route of doing a sample to see if it would fly, and that's where we made the trailer.
Okay, great. And so you guys, you're doing the film festival circuit now?
We have. We've entered quite a few film festivals, and we've gotten some pretty good feedback. We've been accepted at the Burbank Film Festival, the Norwalk Film Festival, Queen Palm Film Festival. Won't go through them all, but it's been a pretty good. I was bummed because I thought, well, why doesn't everybody want it?
Yeah.
But my understanding is it's extremely competitive, and it's a nice start, and we're going to continue to submit that way.
Okay. And so this will hopefully open the door to a feature at some point.
Soon.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a great story and the characters are so rich. Like I saw the trailer and the short film, and there were scenes in the trailer that seemed like they definitely belonged. Like I wanted to stretch them out and just really shine a light on those relationships.
Yeah. The
Really
trailer
good.
actually gives you more of a sense of what the whole arc of the film would be, whereas the film is it's a short, so it's really more of a sample, as you said.
Okay. And I know you're from Connecticut.
I'm from Connecticut.
Is that where you guys shot the film?
Everything was shot in Connecticut. It was originally, it's autobiographical. We can talk about that a bit. But so it was all filmed in the town that I grew up in, actually, which is Suffield, Connecticut.
Okay.
And so all of it was filmed there, Hartford, Farmington Valley, and the Tobacco Valley, basically, in Connecticut. And
was that someone's house that you
that
used?
was someo's house that Jeff found. I mean, I was amazed.
It was beautiful.
And these were an older couple. When I say older, 90s, who just initially I think were a little trepidatious, but just fell in love with the crew and everything. This was like the biggest thing that had happened to them. So over the course of the 2 years that we were involved with the trailer and then the film, they're sort of like our family at this point.
That's great. And the house itself it could be a character itself.
It is a character.
It is.
It really
The
is
funniest part, when the cast was brought in to the set where the house is, we all stood there and looked at it and we thought, oh my word. And then somebody had to go to get a drink of water or whatever. They came out and they said, you ought to see the inside of this place. And it's true. It's absolutely gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Well, that's the thing, the disconnect between the
Just
outside,
gorgeous.
which is really falling apart, and the inside, which they got some insurance money, I think, at some point, and they redid the inside, and the mother has an incredible aesthetic, which I think is probably similar to what the real mothers would have been. It's a really beautiful house.
Yeah. It
They
actually
even have an elevator.
That's great. Yeah, and it actually reminded me of the house in Forrest Gump. In a way, that house.
Actually, I haven't seen that.
Oh my God!
Yes.
Well, my girlfriend, she's here too. She hasn't seen it either, so you guys can just hang out.
I agree with you. Yeah.
But it's a classic. So, guys, I'm curious. It seems like you guys got along on set. Like it felt like a very lighthearted set. Were there any challenges? What were some of the challenges you guys faced?
I really didn't like Carol. Much.
Thank you very much.
Oh, no.
No, I mean, it was just such a love fest. I mean, and people say that, but over the course of the 2 years, I mean, not only the cast, but the crew, many of whom were students of Jeff's, because Jeff at the time was teaching film at Trinity College, so we engaged some of those students. So everybody kind of knew each other, and if they didn't at the beginning, they certainly did by the end.
Right.
And, and I'd say, like, do you know an actor who can play, like, a father? And so somebody would say, Ezra Barnes, who's a great television actor.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And, so everybody kind of knew each other, certainly did by the end.
That's great.
Yeah.
Jeff,
Ezra does some acting in New York as well. And I remember he came to us straight from the set of having saved Bruce Willis's life in a film, in a scene. And so that was always fun. When Carol and Ryan, who plays the son, and Ezra would come from New York, and I think, David, correct me, but I think, and Lance was from New York as well, but everybody else we hired locally.
Actually, Lance...
But they brought that sort of New York energy
Yeah,
to
Lance
the set.
started out in Connecticut. I want
yeah.
to take responsibility for Lance, because I think he's like
Yeah.
the hottest guy
Yes.
that I've seen in a long time. I can say he's a gay man.
That is.
And he has this kind of X Factor thing, and he is this handyman who is this agent of change.
Yeah.
And I think he's amazing.
Yeah, he was good.
And he has since moved to New York
Okay.
to kind of pursue this more, permanently. But at the time, I met him at a customer service. I mean, he had been doing acting, but he was kind of struggling to find his way to
Oh, well,
get into.
I'm glad you guys found him because he's terrific.
He's terrific.
Yeah.
He really is terrific.
That's great. So I'm curious, Jeff, who are some of your filmmaker influences? Because this film is very visual. It's got a great style. Who influenced your craft?
A lot of the great filmmakers that everyone studies, but I guess I'm a fan of Polanski, and I also like a lot of French directors as well. This had a theatrical quality to it, and when David first brought me the script, I did warn him a little bit. I said, this is a delicate sort of lace-like style and tone, and once it's done, it's got to go out into the marketplace, and it is a crowded, noisy marketplace.
Yeah.
But he really wanted to. He didn't care. I mean, he wanted to really make this. He didn't want to pander to what he thought somebody else would like or what would be commercial. And so we, from the beginning, said this is going to have a very deliberate pace. It's going to have a very lush and almost operatic quality to it. And so I think we drew on those kinds of directors and those kinds of films. I mean, there's, I guess, a little bit of Douglas Sirk in there, and some of those other, almost the kitchen sink drama a little bit era. I think David's phrase for that was poetic realism, which comes from the stage. And so we tried to infuse that into what would be the cinematic equivalent of that.
And I mean, not to put myself in the same categories, but in terms of poetic realism, like Tennessee Williams, Arthur Miller, those kind of playwrights were heavy, they're, my favorite. And in terms of, everyday dialogue taking on a resonance that is more profound because of just, what they're talking about is my favorite type of dialogue. But it is a little bit talky for
No, I like it.
For a film.
Was this always intended to be a film, or was there ever like a stage where it wanted to be a theatrical play?
Well, I did originally want it to be a theatrical play, and then I realized that I kind of got like a little disenchanted with that because it's like, well, you have to keep marketing it, you have to keep promoting it and getting theaters to produce it, and I wasn't having a lot of.
And
luck.
your actors you got to keep them
changing,
working, and
I like the idea
thing.
of creating a product that was permanent,
Okay.
and sort of like that was the vision, the way that we wanted to see it, and it would live kind of forever.
Okay, because I could definitely see this on the stage for sure.
The great thing was Carol came in from having played this on the stage, and so she knew the character inside and out.
Yep.
So it was on stage.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we did. There were a couple of staged readings in Connecticut first.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then it moved to film.
Okay. Oh, I'd love to see more.
Yeah.
It's great. Who are some of your acting influences, Carol?
Me?
Yes, you, actress extraordinaire.
Oh golly, I never can answer that kind of question. I really never know. There are so many good actors, and there's the sad part about this business is that there are so many good actors that nobody knows about. That you do shows with, or even little films or plays or whatever, and they get nowhere. They're nowhere.
Well, here's
And
maybe a
it's
more
sad.
appropriate question. What, in your mind, makes a good actor?
Someone who is honest and really knows what they're doing with the character that they're doing and how they relate with the others. And I have Jeff to thank for a lot of everything, because I've done a lot of stage work, and you seem to overemphasize more when you're doing stage than when you're doing film. So Jeff kept coming up to me and he says, "Carol, remember, less is more. Less is more." And I kept saying, yeah, okay.
That was a mantra, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
But, it was, I'm happy to take the credit, but I don't deserve it. Carol knew that character, and she came in, and really, I didn't give her any direction except that, and because the camera's right in your face, and the microphones are right in your face. So, there wasn't anything else David did. I don't think we ever...
I do recall.
think we ever told her anything about her character. She knew the character.
Like, you'd say, "That was great at a 9. Give us a 6."
Yeah.
In terms of the
That was too good.
ratcheted down. Well, no, ratchet. Just in terms of the intensity, because
Yeah.
you're going from stage to film.
Yeah.
I thought you had done a lot of film, Carol. I didn't realize until we were wrapped. I asked you, and you said, "No, not really, not
No,
really."
I
And I
really
was
had not
blown
done
away.
all that much in film. I was starting in doing more and more by the time we got together. But no, basically my background is basically stage. So it is a different medium entirely.
Yeah, for sure.
Can I make a little plug
Oh,
for
that was going to be my next thing.
Pride weekend?
Pride weekend?
Vis-a-vis Dreamhouse, because I think there is a connection. I mean, as a gay man, it, of course, is very meaningful to me that this is the 50th anniversary of Pride from Stonewall. But, you know, it's funny because I said it was autobiographical, but really the character of Mark is a compilation of myself and my oldest brother, who is 70. And if we had filmed this in the period that it had actually occurred, we didn't, to save money. That there's a scene where he meets his father in a restaurant, and the father says, I'm leaving your mother, go tell her. That actually happened in 1969, which was the year of Stonewall. And as a result of that experience, and just my brother's kind of struggling with his sexuality and accepting it, he experienced an emotional breakdown of sorts. And when he came out of that, it was interesting. The discharge plan specifically said, you cannot move back in with your mother.
For the sake of his mental health.
For the sake of his mental health.
Wow.
And so he didn't, and he moved to New York, and he, survived the AIDS epidemic and got married and all these things. I think he's probably in one of the parades today. But the part where I came in was because he was gone, I sort of filled that void a little bit later as a younger brother. And that's kind of what you see in the movie is the middle-aged Mark, that's sort of me.
So there's a lot of truth in this film.
It's a lot of truth.
Yeah, a lot. That's great. Jeff, is there anything other than Dreamhouse that you want to plug? Any projects you can talk about?
I have been working for 4.5 years on a feature documentary, co-directing with filmmaker Lisa Malamat, a film called Missing in Brooks County. And it's about the migrant death crisis in South Texas. I think it's a really important topic. It's a heavy topic, but it's something that people need to understand and know about.
Right.
It's produced by Abigail Disney and Fork Films, and it should be coming out in 2020.
Okay, great. Awesome. Carol, anything you can talk about? Any projects?
Not at this time.
Okay.
I don't have anything really to bring up right now.
Still riding the high of Dreamhouse?
Yeah, I know.
Nice. So please tell me, David, how can people see this film? It's so good.
Oh, good. Okay. So that's a good thing. There's a couple ways they could see it. I think probably the easiest way is it is on Amazon.com right now. And I think the easiest, you could just do Amazon.com and do a search for Dreamhouse.
Okay.
You'd probably come up with like Barbie's Dreamhouse and some other stuff.
There's
but
another,
it's there.
Yeah.
You just kind of look for the poster. Or you could type in Amazon.com/All Voices Film Festival.
All right.
If you can remember all that.
Yeah,
All Voices
I'll
Film
make a
Festival,
mental note of that.
and do a search for Dreamhouse, and that's another way you'll find it.
Cool.
And you can watch it.
Cool. Great, great. And also, I almost forgot to ask, anything you want to plug? Anything?
Just the full-length feature version of Dreamhouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. No, not even fingers crossed. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
I feel it. And when it comes out, you guys, I hope you come back on the couch here.
We will.
Oh,
We'd love
be
it.
a
Cool.
pleasure.
Well, guys, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
This was great.
Thank you.
You're welcome back anytime. Jeff, thank you so much from Skype land. And
Thanks, Randy.
yeah, so guys, we're going to take a short commercial break, but we'll be back with our film review segment right after this.
Under the Radar is brought to you by Magnitude Jewelry. Add a 2 to match your attitude. Patent pending interchange genuine gemstone and crystal EMF protection jewelry. For more information, please visit magnitudejewelry.com/gemgirl or call 718-268-6634.
And we're back. Hey guys, I'm Randy Unger, and this is Unger the Radar, in case you haven't noticed already. And this is our film review segment, and we've got a wonderful panel of critics today. We've got Miss Amanda Vasquez, back second week in a row. Welcome.
Yes,
This is becoming a habit. I like it. It's nice. Mr. Thomas Puglisi.
Yep.
Did I finally say it right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. And Mr. Matt Roran, welcome back again. All of you, welcome back. So guys, we've got two films to talk about today. The first, they're very different actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's usually how you do it.
That's the style here. That's the trend.
Different genres.
Yeah, very different.
Completely different.
I know. So we'll just start off with Phil, which is basically about a depressed dentist played by Greg Kinnear, and he basically cons his way into this woman's life who just lost her husband to suicide, and it's a very strange movie. But I kind of liked it. I mean, Greg Kinnear, he starred in it and he directed. So, ladies first, what did you think, Amanda?
I loved it. I loved this movie.
Okay, okay.
Was this his first?
I think this might have been.
Oh,
I think
so
it
then
was.
he did a good first job. Like, this was amazing.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of his work,
I love this movie. I mean, it wasn't a happy-go-lucky type movie, but
it's advertised
it
as a
showcased
dramedy.
some real life. Like,
it had like funny moments.
Yeah. It did have funny moments, but it was super real life.
It was very
showed a lot.
grim. Yeah.
But life is grim. So.
Indeed, life is a dramedy. It really is.
It really is. But I liked it.
Cool.
I definitely liked it.
Thomas, what did you think?
I also liked it myself.
Good.
Like, it was definitely a very interesting movie. Like how you pointed out, how it was like funny at times, but also like sad.
Mostly sad.
Yeah, mostly sad. Yes.
Okay.
Definitely a very interesting story. Like very in depth as well. Like he basically like sees this guy who's got like basically a very happy life.
Right, Bradley Whitford plays this
guy.
The
life that, like the enviable life.
Like everybody, he's with a beautiful, his wife loves him, his kid loves him, he seems to have a good job, he's very
his big house,
personable,
he's living in the
everybody
suburbs.
loves him.
Yep, very good friends.
Yeah.
Very good friends.
And then we find out he kills himself. So, and now Greg Kinnear is like,
it took an extreme turn though, where I was like, we gave a little bit away, but
we did indeed.
At that part, I was shocked. I was like, "Wait, what movie is this?"
Yeah. Matt, what did you think?
I enjoyed it. I love the concept.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like when you're in a position where you like work somewhere and you see the same people all the time, like you've no idea what their like personal life
under
is
the
like.
surface.
Yeah, you don't.
So it's like this guy who comes off as like the happiest guy alive with the best, of everything, and then
great teeth too.
Great teeth, yeah. Thanks to
Because he was a dentist.
Yeah. Just like, I just love the fact that like his character is just like initially a stalker. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like it's a weird, twisted film, and it's
He pretends to be Greek. He's learning Greek phrases. He's cooking baklava in his house, growing an olive plant.
Completely neglects his job.
He got a new job with this fake identity, trying to learn how to fix up houses.
Yeah, it didn't work though.
Also trying to figure out why he killed himself, which
That's the main
reminded me
thing.
of the movie Blue Velvet.
Okay, interesting.
What happened in Blue Velvet?
Well, there was like an investigation of like someone who was killed. So it's
Oh, so you're trying to figure
kind of
it out.
like Kelly MacLachlan's character like goes into the apartment trying to figure
piece it
out
together.
the crime.
A much better film.
I mean, he definitely wanted to figure it out because he was in the same boat. Like, he wanted to also kill himself. But he felt clinically depressed. So he was like, this guy doesn't look like me, so why? Why would he want to kill himself?
It's ridiculous.
But I mean, suicide is one of those type things that it's not really a reason. It's just that particular person's reason at that time.
Right.
It's not, you can't go based on their, that's the problem with suicide. Families every day are like, I don't know why. What happened? What could we have done? Like, it's always that case.
I think the best comparison is just to Robin Williams. Because everybody loved him.
But you don't know the struggle that he went through.
Right,
like his disease, like it's hard to tell what that person's going through at that time. And they think that this is the best possible thing to go through.
It's so sad.
So it's hard to like look at someone's life and say, well, they have everything. Why? Because having everything is not the meaning of happiness.
Right. And also, this was indeed his first
Wow,
directorial
congrats to
effort.
him.
Yeah, he did a good job.
And he cast it well.
Yeah.
The cast is phenomenal.
No, we look at the cast. We've got Emily Mortimer, Jay Duplass, Robert Forster, Taylor Schilling, Kurt Fuller. I know you're a fan.
Kurt Fuller's the
Luke Wilson randomly as a detective.
Yeah.
Right? Where
Hadn't
did
seen
he
him
come from?
in a minute.
Yeah, I think the last
He just
big.
showed up.
What was My Super Ex Girlfriend? I think was the last.
But I think
I don't know.
they might be friends though. I think that might have been like a
But yeah, he
a
was in
friend's
that,
help.
Kinnear and Wilson.
I think
yeah.
so.
I think they were-
I forget what they were in together.
No. I was
They
about
were
to say
in
Wes
some of them.
Anderson film, but Kinnear was never in
Kinnear's
it.
never been in
No,
it.
no, I
no.
think just them. They might be friends, so that's why he
I guess I could see that.
did a small cameo to help his friend.
That's cool. But I did love Bradley Whitford. I always want more of him.
Oh,
He's so good
I love him so much. He's great.
in everything. Even in Adventures in Babysitting, that was like one of his first roles.
Yeah, yeah.
He played the
throwback.
sleazy boyfriend.
Yep.
1987, classic.
But it was crazy that he was even trying to help him with his own life. He was like giving him tips
Right.
on how
Yeah.
to be happy.
I know. I thought he was going to be more of a dick.
He's like, why don't you go to Greece? Why don't you do this with your life?
Yeah.
That's why he had the enviable life, because he was like, okay, I need to follow this guy.
He sort of went to Greece by adopting all that culture.
Well, you listened to him. I
He
guess.
did. He was like, very, like, almost infatuated by this total stranger.
Because he tried to help him out, but he didn't know that he was also depressed too.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, I picked this movie for the cast, and I wasn't impressed by the movie, but
Right.
I enjoyed it. It was
good.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good. Not
It was
great.
it was a nice concept too.
Yeah, it was okay.
Is it getting a theatrical release? I don't. Like,
Probably limited, I think.
Yeah. 'cause
Limited.
I hadn't heard anything about it until.
I
you
never
mentioned
even
it.
heard of it.
No, this will be limited for
Okay.
sure. I think it comes out this week, actually.
Okay.
So,
I hadn't even heard of it.
see it, skip it,
See it.
see it. Okay,
it.
Thomas.
See it.
Okay.
See it.
Yeah. Okay. I
liked
like
it.
that little.
Why not?
Yeah. Hey.
Why not?
Better to do.
Why not? Especially if you're a Greg Kinnear fan.
Definitely.
Support
This
his
is
first
the Greg
movie.
Kinnear show. Like this whole movie is just.
Oh, yeah.
Support his first
And I've been a
movie.
fan of his since Talk Soup, so
Wow.
going back.
Remember John Henson?
I do remember John Henson, yeah, but yeah, Greg Kinnear was like the original.
That was around the same time as Good as It Gets, I think, right?
Before that, yeah.
Before. Wow.
Yeah.
And then You've Got Mail, another favorite.
Yeah.
Wait, Greg Kinnear was in that.
He was Meg Ryan's boyfriend in that. He had a good role in that, actually. Anyway, Thomas, are you a Greg Kinnear fan or?
Not too familiar with him, to be honest.
Okay, that's fair enough.
And
But,
now you watched his first directorial debut.
Oh, yeah? I'm going to congratulate him on
Oh, very good. Thank you. I'm sure he appreciates that. All right, guys. So moving on to the more fun of the films. Thomas, I know you suggested this a while back, and you're back here.
Yeah.
Annabelle Comes Home tells the story of the demonic doll that plagues poor families all over the it's different cities that she goes, or is she in one city throughout the whole
I mean, it depends on who buys her.
or inherits her.
Or inherits her.
Yeah. But Thomas, what did you think of the newest Annabelle?
Oh, absolutely liked it. I mean, like, it's the third of the Annabelle trilogy, also the seventh in the Conjuring universe.
Now, and how many total? Is the set?
7.
Yeah,
Oh, seven. But they didn't release them in order, like a timeline,
Oh, no, definitely
which makes
not.
me very annoyed.
Yeah. So this Annabelle is set after the first Conjuring, but before the second one.
Okay.
And after
And
the
this is-
first Annabelle.
Yeah.
No, wait, no. It was Creation,
The Creation,
Annabelle,
and
Comes
Annabelle
Home.
Comes Home.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is all in the 70s, like 60s, 70s right now.
About, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Did you like what they did with this one? I mean.
Yeah, I mean, like, it wasn't my favorite one in the series.
Okay,
though.
yeah, me
It's
too.
like, I just thought this one had, like, a little cheap storytelling because it kind of felt like the kind of story that you would see in a straight-to-DVD sequel.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I've seen many of those to
Me
know
too.
that.
Me too. Sadly.
So it did feel a little bit like a filler as well, but
Yeah.
like this one did have like some pretty good suspenseful scenes, some pretty effective scares. Not every scare was
The
good. though,
scene
but,
in the relic room.
Oh.
Those are some good scenes.
yeah, those. Are some
But the
great
scenes when they're like in the kitchen and running around the house, it just felt like The Conjuring Part 2, in my opinion. You know, like it was
Okay.
kind of recycled scares in a way. There weren't any jump scares in this that really stood out to me.
Yeah, same with me as
You
well.
know, it was just felt like it was rehashed.
Yeah.
And I wasn't impressed.
Yeah, so it wasn't as good as Annabelle Creation, but it was better than the first Annabelle because the first Annabelle wasn't that big on
I
it.
think Creation was the best Annabelle.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very,
out of the
very
three,
good.
Creation was the best.
Good story, great location.
But in the
perform-
universe, I think still both Conjurings are still my favorite. Both
Yeah,
Conjurings.
same with me.
Yeah.
Well, still the top.
Conjuring 2.
Oh my
That's probably my
God.
favorite of the entire universe.
That's the only one I've seen. I saw Conjuring 2 and I was like, wow, I was really surprised at how much I liked it.
There you
and then
go.
this one, I was really surprised how much I liked it.
Now you know what to see and what not to see.
Both Conjurings at the top.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The nun at the bottom.
They're crazy. And the actual Annabelle is actually a Raggedy Ann doll, right?
Yes, she
Yeah.
is.
They just did this for cinematic purposes, make it all spooky.
Yeah.
I would love to
Although
know
they had
if it
some
would.
references
Yes,
in like
yes,
Creation
they
and in this
did.
one as
Right.
well to
And
the
in
Raggedy
this
Ann
one,
doll.
too.
True, true.
This
Probably a
one, too.
rights thing too. Like Raggedy Ann people probably didn't want like their doll to be
Yep.
associated with a horror movie.
That's actually a good reason, yeah.
They would probably be pissed.
I sympathize with that.
They'd be like, yeah, we really don't like that.
Because I feel like if it was a Raggedy Ann, it would still be extremely scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually think it would be
I can see that.
scarier because it doesn't look that scary.
Right.
So
It's what you
it would
don't
actually-
see. That's-
This doll looks
Expressionless
I'm
look.
plenty scared of a Raggedy Ann. When I was 16, I went to California with my
Right.
friend,
Yeah.
and we stayed at his aunt's house.
Oh no.
And in the bedroom we were sleeping in, there was a Raggedy Ann doll sitting on a chair across from the bed.
Oh, God.
And I just kept waking up and looking at it, and I was like, When I woke up, it was in bed with me. My friend put it in there.
I hope so.
And,
Yeah.
and I was just like, ah!
Call the
So I
Warrens.
totally get it. So,
I feel like
and
if it was
hopefully
a
it wasn't that
Right.
Raggedy Ann doll. So
You didn't have to see the movie. You
Yeah.
lived it.
I lived it.
Yeah.
That's
So I feel like if
crazy.
it was a Raggedy Ann doll, you would have been even more scared.
I didn't think the doll was that scary looking, though, in this movie. It was, you know,
All dolls are scary.
Yeah. Maybe you're just getting used to it by now.
probably, because I watched them like 3 nights in a row
That doll looks
now.
hideous. Like, why would anyone want to buy it? Like, it looks horrible.
Yeah. I don't know why.
It looks
anyone-
like a scary doll.
Now, you guys seen the original Poltergeist, right?
Yes.
There's a scene with a killer doll in that like tries to strangle the son.
I heard
That's
Oh,
a scary
yes.
doll.
The clown?
The clown doll.
Yes.
Clown doll, so
Yes.
scary.
That is a scary doll. If we're gonna, and it's kind of weird that this is the second week where we've had doll movies. The dolls
with Child's Play
We
last
got
week.
Child's Play and we got
Yeah.
Toy Story 4 last week.
Yeah, killer dolls in 3 movies this weekend.
It's like weird, right? Like,
Yeah.
why would they?
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the plan the whole time.
Yep.
Maybe. I mean, are they? I think they're all different studios, right? So you got
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Disney,
definitely.
Universal, and this is Warner Brothers, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
Warner
Warner
Brothers.
Brothers. It was
So
Warner
it's
Brothers.
an inter-studio conspiracy or something. I don't know. So,
I liked how they dedicated
Yeah.
this one to Lorraine Warren.
right, she
At
died.
the
Yeah,
end.
me
She
too.
just died.
last
At
year.
the end, I was like, oh,
Or this year. Was
this
it
year,
Yeah, earlier this
super,
year.
super recent.
Wow.
All I asked when they said that she had died, I was like, what happens to the house? That's what I want to know. Who's taking care of the house?
Yeah, the
Maybe
room.
her daughter.
Hopefully.
They should just burn that house to the ground.
Oh,
No, they said that would make it worse.
Would that?
That's what they kept saying throughout the movies. They were like,
Yeah,
well, why
so
don't
why
you
don't
just
they destroy
why don't you
the
just
doll?
destroy her? Why don't you
Burn
just
it.
burn
Yeah, I
her?
don't
They're
know
like,
why.
no, that would make it worse.
yeah, like
They
probably
just have
assume
to
that maybe
contain
the
it.
demon,
Would it
the
be
conduit
released?
would
The
be released.
conduit
Oh.
would just go to someplace else. At least now it's contained.
Now, this is based in fact, like the Warrens and their
Yeah.
supernatural.
That's
Well, I
what
mean,
they made
there's plenty of like talk of them being total frauds.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, you know.
So saying it's based in fact is, you know.
It's based on their life.
yeah.
Okay. And these families, these girls that get terrorized in each movie, they're witnesses to these
Yeah.
happenings?
Yeah.
I mean, but nobody really believes
I
them.
mean, I have some loose footage of these real people.
Yeah.
And it's hard, like, I mean, back then they didn't have Photoshop or whatever, but like people look at it and they try to analyze it like, oh, well, this moved because of this or that moved because of that. But
Yeah.
They do have footage from back then,
And
where these things happen.
Well, I'm super fascinated by that.
It's cool.
By that stuff anyway. Like,
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
I think The Conjuring 2 is the strongest, where they had like video evidence and where they
Yeah.
were recording that girl with that little interview.
oh yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
and she like basically becomes possessed randomly. Like
They
and-
have. I think they
Jeez.
have that interview somewhere.
it's
You can
based on
find.
a
You
real-
can find
a
that
real
real
interview,
interview.
yeah.
So
find that real
there's
interview.
some fact there, I guess. I mean, some.
So it's hard to tell if they were fakes or
Yeah.
if the people were faking them out.
Yeah. Well, I
So-
totally believe in all that stuff. So
Yeah.
But I mean, when I was telling him, especially with this movie, I was like, say you don't believe them. Everyone has their own right to believe or not believe.
Yeah.
But on the off chance that they're right,
Yeah.
why would you risk it? Why would you open doors to things just to let's see if they're right?
yeah.
Because
Thomas,
what if they're right?
Yes.
are you so do you believe these experiences to be true?
I do.
You
actually.
do. Okay. You're a spiritual man. All right.
Yeah. So
It's
yeah, I do
scary.
believe in like ghosts and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So, I mean, so
Okay.
I mean, I even like have a friend who actually claims to have seen one. So
Scary.
got proof right there.
Gotcha.
I've had some eerie encounters myself.
Well, we know
So-
that Raggedy
You and your
Ann doll-
Raggedy Ann.
Well, besides a joke, but like I have things that I've seen that always pushed me further than
Oh, all
Oh
right.
God, that's
so
horrible.
yeah, I'm a believer.
It's
Nice.
scary.
All right.
It's super scary.
Now, are you guys, Ann-Man, are you a big horror buff?
Yes, 100%. This is my genre.
Nice. Favorite horror movie of all time?
Oof, come back to me.
Okay. Think it over.
I have to think
'Cause I
about
know,
that.
Thomas,
There's so
you-
many good ones.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Thomas, you're a horror writer or
Well, I'm a horror critic.
a critic? Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
So like and to answer your question on what's my favorite horror movie,
Yes.
this is actually also not just my favorite horror movie; it's my favorite movie in general. Sleepaway Camp.
Sleepaway
a
Camp.
great
That
one.
was a good
From the 80s?
Yeah, 1983.
I don't think actually I ever saw it. They try to cash in on the Friday the 13th genre.
Well, it's
Series.
it is like set in a camp, so
Yeah.
it's slash movie set in a camp, but like it's different in its own way. And
Okay. What is the killer? Masked or is it without giving anything away?
no, not masked, but however, it's like a mystery, like to who the killer is up
Okay.
until the very end. Which
It has
I'm
the
not
best ending of any movie of all time.
100%
Okay.
agree on that. 100% agree on that.
I remember.
You need to check it out.
I remember
Yes.
seeing the VHS
Yeah.
when I was a kid. When we were looking for movies, I would always go to the horror section for some reason. I was fascinated.
Oh, yeah.
At 7 years old, I was like, oh my god.
Because like that forbidden genre when you were a kid, like your parents are like, no, you're not watching this.
Yeah.
And I ended up seeing so many. Like, I have a brother who's 5 years older than me, so I saw Nightmare on Elm Street when I was 6. Saw
Nice,
Poltergeist
nice.
when I was 6. So it's like,
I remember seeing Sleepwalkers when I was
my
7.
God.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
a good
yeah.
one.
I've not revisited that movie since it came out. I saw it when it came out.
Yeah.
I rented it on VHS and was like, what did I just watch?
It's
Why
freaking
did I watch
disturbing.
I've never. I kind of think I should, but yeah, it's been a number of years.
Yeah. And whenever I'd go to my grandparents' house, they had this huge TV back in the 90s, and they had cable. And I remember watching a lot of sequels. Troll 2,
Oh my God, incredible!
Psycho Cop 2,
Oh jeez.
and my favorite, The Fly 2.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah, yeah.
How
It's
disgusting.
all the two. Like you only like the sequels.
I don't know. That's just how it happened. That's like
I like the sequels.
the Sunday afternoon lineup was just.
They had just like what's completely not as good as the first movie?
Exactly.
Right.
Because like The Fly is like probably like one of my all-time favorite movies.
Nice.
I mean, Cronenberg is
He's God.
king.
Yeah,
you
he's
know,
great.
like,
He's great.
yeah,
Some of the best practical effects as well.
Oh
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah.
The first Cronenberg movie I think that got me into his filmography was probably A History of Violence.
No.
And I'm like, oh my God, he's done like really good horror. Like,
Oh yeah.
I thought he was a great horror director, but he could really do crime drama.
Oh, yeah.
Thriller really great as well.
Wow.
Scanners and
Mm-hmm.
you know, The Fly, and
Oh my God. Videodrome,
Videodrome, Existence.
Naked Lunch.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Great
The
director.
list goes on.
Yeah. We'll have him on the show sometime. If you're watching, Mr. Cronenberg. So guys, anything coming up that you're looking forward to seeing?
I think it too.
Is
It
that coming out
too.
this
I cannot
summer?
wait for that to
I
come
think it's
out.
coming out in
September. Or
September.
October?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Can't wait for that one.
Yeah.
It one
Another
was
horror movie.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I loved the first It, so I can't wait for this one.
But have you seen the original from the 90s?
I tried to start it. I couldn't get through.
I think it's on YouTube. All 3.5 hours.
I couldn't get through it.
Yeah, I was a huge fan. I watched it when it originally aired. I was in 5th grade.
It was a little.
Did you like it?
I loved it. I loved it.
It came
And
I'll give it a shot
I did
again.
not really care for the new one.
Because you love
I mean,
the old one.
like
Well, Tim Curry, you can't.
Tim Curry
That's true.
is the
That's very, very
greatest
true.
horrifying actor of all time.
That's very,
He's
very
played
true.
every character that scares the crap out of you.
His facial expressions,
he's great.
his voice.
Legend.
Oh my God, legend.
Legend. He's
Right?
he's just an incredible actor.
Yeah.
So that's true.
And,
Muppet Treasure Island.
I'm 40 years old, so the cast of the original It are all people that like I love to death. You know, it's like John Ritter.
I
Like,
know.
oh my God.
That's basically the only reason I wanted to see it, because I loved him so much in Stay Tuned.
Richard Belzer, Richard Mazur, like all these people who like to a kid in the 80s. I loved all of them.
Was Joe Morton in there too?
I think so.
Yeah.
And but it's actually funny. You know, what I didn't like about the new one was, like, I liked most of it. I wasn't too crazy about the kids.
Yeah.
I didn't think a lot of them were very good.
No.
Okay, I give you that.
I like the Stranger Things kid. I forget
Yeah, he's all right.
Wolf something.
But he's the one kid that you
Yeah.
really remember.
He's the only one I know.
Yeah. And
Like the other kids weren't.
yeah.
So I give you that. I see that.
Yeah, that and the effects were terrible. Like, oh my God.
Why?
Because it, like they look so cartoony. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
when everything gets like all sped up.
that's
It looks terrible.
They did that so many times.
I know, and it's so terrible. But I gotta say, watching the trailer for the new one, it's once again the cast is incredible.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
did
Like I mean,
do a good job
I'll
with
watch
the
anything with
cast.
Bill Hader in it.
Bill
Yeah,
Hader's
Bill Hader.
amazing.
You know,
He did a
James
good job.
McAvoy.
James McAvoy.
That
He stepped into the hard.
I mean, he's been doing everything. So
That's true, but like lately with all of it, especially with Glass and with Split, like
Yeah.
he's made a reputation for himself. So we might see a little bit of that inside of this.
No,
movie.
Split was his coming out party. Like that was the
Mm-hmm.
this guy can act.
And then he reprised it as
Yeah.
with Glass, so we
He's
might
kinda
see
like
a
a-
little bit of that now.
Got kind of like a British Tobey Maguire thing going on.
I see that.
I could have back in the like maybe 15 years ago. I could have seen him as Peter Parker. I think
I can see that.
potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah.
Well, he was an X-Man, though. He was.
Yeah,
an
he was
True.
Professor
Yeah, he
He
X,
was
yeah.
yeah Xavier. Thomas, what's coming out that you're looking forward to seeing?
Well, I'm actually a fan of the Fast and Furious series, so I'm looking
Okay.
forward to Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh, cool,
Yes,
good,
yes.
good. I've only seen
Me
like
too.
you love these franchises with like 10 movies. It's very funny.
Best.
Yeah.
But I've only seen maybe like a handful of the Fast and Furious.
I'm the guy who's never seen any of the movies. I've never seen a Fast and the Furious movie.
I think the first one's the best, right, Thomas? Or what do you think?
It's right up there. I
Yeah.
mean,
What
like,
was your favorite one?
I mean, I really liked Fast 5, and also
I like 5 and 4. 4 and 5, I think. Are
Yeah.
my
Is that
favorite.
around the time they introduced The Rock?
Yeah, actually, the fifth
Yeah.
one was when they introduced. The
Okay,
Rock.
cool.
Yeah.
Are you a Fast and Furious fan?
Yes,
Yeah.
I watch all of them.
Nice.
Multiple times.
I didn't know that actually.
I think I'm a franchise person too. Did you like Saw?
Yes.
Oh,
Did you watch all of them?
I've never seen any of the Saw movies either.
You're probably not missing much.
It's all things.
missing
It's
everything.
like I don't really like torture movies, so I'm like
Yeah.
I don't really want to watch someone cut their leg off.
Yeah.
But he
That's like
had
one thing I
to.
don't like about like modern horror. A lot of it is the CGI and the gore for gore's sake.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah, I get that.
gore.
I
I
get
like
that.
tasteful. I like 70s films. That's what I liked about the Annabelle. It felt like a 70s
It
movie.
really
It takes place in the
did.
70s, but it feels like one.
There wasn't a lot of
They
CGI.
shot it like that.
thankfully.
There wasn't a lot of CGI.
That's good.
They shot it like that.
Yeah, but yeah, and Fast and Furious guys in car movies. I don't know.
Right? I could take it or leave it. Like,
Now, what I want to see is a spin-off, the Pizza Man from the Annabelle movie. I want to see him have his own movie called Minus One Slice, where it's him driving around eating people's pizza.
Well, they already made that movie. It's called Napoleon Dynamite.
yeah.
And he kind of looked like Napoleon.
Yeah, he did. What a weird character. So that random 1 minute scene.
He was so funny.
I know. I thought he was going to be more integral.
Right.
I was like, I like this guy. And then
he
was
never
gone,
came back.
And I never saw him again.
He never came
Maybe
back.
he'll be in the next
I thought he was going to save the day or something. Like, oh, I forgot the napkins. But
No, he didn't come back.
So,
spoiler alert, he doesn't come back.
random pizza guy. So is this the last one, or are they going to keep making these?
I don't know.
Well, I do know that there is more Conjuring movies coming up. Like there's going to be a Conjuring 3.
Three?
And
There's
they
also
have
going
so
to be
many stories.
there's also going to be a spin-off of The Crooked Man as well. Yeah.
That I want to see.
Yeah.
That scene, what was that? Was that Conjuring 2?
Yeah, Conjuring 2.
Where
Yes.
they came out of the umbrella thing?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. I do think this should be the last Annabelle though, because I don't think they.
I think we've had enough of
yeah, I
her.
think we had enough.
Yeah.
Of her. I don't think they could do really any more with her.
Enough
I mean,
already.
I did expect more of the Warrens in this one. Spoiler alert. There's not much of the
I
Warrens in
know.
this one.
I did one more.
Expected more
Yeah,
of them.
that didn't really bother
They should
me,
do
to be honest.
a spin-off TV series, The Warrens.
I
That's
do
a good
They
idea.
have
portray
so
it.
many
idea.
cases. They
Yeah.
could. They have countless cases. Do you see how many things is inside of that artifact room?
I
Yeah,
know.
they can make spin-offs
They
of some of those.
They have a lot of cases.
I was kind of squinting. I wanted to see more of what did they have in that room? What was there?
And they
I
made-
feel like that was the point of
Yeah.
this movie. It was well, they have all these great cases, but none of them make interesting movies. Let's take little pieces of them and
Yeah,
and
that
make
whole
little
room can
segments
make
out
a
of them.
movie.
That's
Yeah.
Hollywood.
that whole room
They'll
can
do
make
what
a
they
movie.
can. So guys, we have a few minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
Anything we want to plug? Anything coming up? Mr. Puglisi?
Yeah. Well, this is actually an event I want to promote for a friend of mine, this friend named Michael Sienna,
Okay.
and his wife Nina.
All right.
They run this event at the Cinema Arts Center where Matt actually works at.
Lovely place.
Yep.
I saw Batman Returns there. I really want to go back, and I will for the Ghostbusters event.
Yeah.
When's that?
Same with me.
That's in August. August 10th.
Yeah, so this is an event I want to promote for them. It's called Retro Pictures Show.
All right.
They have an upcoming show on August 3rd, which is this. They're going to be showing 8 horror movies. Movies such as Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Deranged, Killer Clowns from Outer Space,
It's more of a
Rejects.
it's more of a comedy.
Devil's Rejects,
Oh my God.
Extro.
Wow.
The Incredible Melting Man.
They're showing these all as a marathon?
Yeah, it's a marathon.
Oh,
Starts at 8
man.
o'clock, so it's basically going to be like an overnight marathon.
Yeah.
At
And
the-
there's a mystery film at the
Yeah,
end.
mystery film at the
Can
end.
people bring sleeping bags or stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, people bring pillows all the time.
It's going to be
Yeah.
open.
And you usually it used to start at 10:30 or 11 at
Yeah.
night. So this one's starting at 8. So it's,
Oh,
it's
Yeah.
not as crazy.
That sounds cool.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's
So
a
I'm going to
great
be
time to
attending
come.
it. Yeah, I'm sure Matt is as well.
I'll be there.
When?
Because it's
August
Saturday,
3rd?
August
Yeah,
3rd.
August 3rd.
I
at
don't
Cinema
have a
Arts
cult
Center
cafe
in
that
Hudson.
weekend because of that. So I'm free to watch movies, which is always nice.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
That's
I'd also,
awesome.
yeah,
Where is it?
at the Cinema Arts Center in Huntington.
Yeah.
I also want to promote Michael's shirt company, which I'm actually wearing
Oh.
right now.
Look at this lovely
Yeah,
shirt.
It's
Nice.
Return of the Living Dead 3. The shirt is part of a company called Gutter Garbs. So you can
I like it. Alliteration.
Yeah.
Good.
So you can follow Retro Pictures Show on Facebook or on their website, as well as also Gutter Garbs on their Facebook page as well.
So the people that are doing the movie marathon are also involved with this T-shirt company.
Nice.
Yes.
That's very cool.
Yep. That's for you,
Right.
Michael.
Hey, that's cool.
Nice. This sounds interesting.
Would you go to
I
that?
like it.
That sounds awesome, in my opinion.
Right? Just
Great
wait for-
lineup.
Yeah.
Watch movies. Bring your sleeping bag.
And
Yeah.
it's what was it retro?
Yeah, Retro Picture Show. And these movies are being shown in 35 millimeter, not
cool.
on digital projectors.
That's respect
Yep.
for the original intent.
Nice.
How to
This
see
sounds
it.
exciting.
Yeah, it looks good. CJ Oakland and Vinny Bonfanti, we've been trying to do like a movie marathon at one of our houses. We want to do all the Friday 13th up until
Oof, that'd be
Jason
nice.
X. So Friday 13th from 1980 to Jason X 2002.
That
So,
would be incredible.
it'll happen eventually. I don't know where and when, but I'll keep you guys posted. So guys, anything else going on, or did we plug? Did you plug?
Well,
yeah.
Cult Cafe, as always. Saturday nights, 10 p.m. at Cinema Arts Center in Huntington. This weekend we have coming up Penelope Spheres' punk classic Suburbia. We have coming up Piranha,
Yes.
which is a classic. If you haven't seen it, it's
Joe
fun.
Dante, right?
Joe Dante.
Such a
of course.
classic.
I've actually never seen it.
Oh,
But
nice.
I'm a huge Dante fan. So I don't know why I
Dante,
haven't-
Corman.
Yeah.
It's classic.
I like it.
And
you know,
Dick Miller.
Yep, Dick Miller's in it. Universal wanted to sue them because it came out the same summer as Jaws 2.
That's funny.
wanted
But
to
Steven Spielberg, being friends with Dante, was like, "No, man, this movie's great." So
I love the fact that Spielberg says no man.
yeah, it's like, "No, man."
He's so cool.
Yeah.
Why would they want
And,
to sue them anyway?
yeah,
Like,
Spielberg
It's the same
actually liked
movie.
it,
I
too.
mean,
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah,
Spielberg loved the
really?
movie.
Come
So
on. It's two
Piranha,
completely different types of
Shark,
movies.
Jaws.
well, yeah, it's just because I mean, to be fair, Piranha came out in the midst of
The success.
the success of so there was
Also.
like movies
Right.
like that and like Orca and like there's so many movies about like
Animals.
in the
That
water.
open water
Swarm.
type
Yeah.
thing. Yep. That
So,
open
A lot of
water.
these are Jerry Goldsmith score
Yes,
films, by the
exactly.
way. I want to point that out.
Yep. And then and then we got Pulp Fiction and Ghostbusters. And Capricorn 1, which not a lot of people have seen, is a classic.
That's about the moon landing and how they
yeah,
think
it's a
fake?
Mars landing.
Yeah.
It's actually Peter Hyams who directed it.
Oh my God. Stay tuned. Sudden Death. Time Cop.
Yeah.
The Relic. Oh my God.
2010.
He worked as a documentary filmmaker for CBS when the moon landing happened.
Wow.
That's where he got the idea for the movie was being like, well, no one witnessed any of this besides cameras.
Yeah.
So he came up with the concept to make this fake Mars landing,
I love
which
it.
in turn made everyone pretty much be like, oh, the moon landing was fake.
So all of them were fake then.
So
And when is that screening?
that is on the anniversary of the moon landing, which is
Nice.
on June 20th.
June 20s happened already.
July. Sorry,
Okay.
July 20.
Okay.
Whatever the third Saturday in July is.
20th,
Okay, cool.
20th, you're right.
I think I might want to go to that.
But,
I've never
uh,
seen it, and I love Hyams. And
And
Goldsmith.
it's got Josh Brolin in it.
Elliot Gould, right?
Elliot Gould is in
Wow.
it, and he's fantastic. O.J. Simpson is in it.
Really?
Yeah,
Is he an astronaut?
O.J.'s one of the astronauts. Yeah,
That's weird.
You never heard of this movie?
weird.
Capricorn 1?
Yeah, it's from, 1980, right?
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, we do that Saturday nights at Cinema Arts Center, Huntington. Be there,
Yeah.
or be square.
I love it. Are you going to have any stars coming to any of these
I don't
screenings?
have any lined up right now.
Because I know you had Fleck a few...
We had Flick. We've
Yeah,
had
which I was at.
Amazing Kreskin. We had Burton Gilliam from Blazing Saddles.
Which one was he?
He was like he's like one of the main bad guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Like the third in command.
And another thing, you do the soundtracks. You do the
Yeah,
mix,
I do
the mix
playlist.
CDs. Yeah, they're so good.
First 25 people who come
Great.
get a mix CD made by me
Yeah.
based on the film's soundtrack. So
Cool.
Nice. This sounds fun.
it's
I'm
fun.
excited. I want to
Yeah.
try it out.
So you would
Wanna go.
definitely go?
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right, we'll go. Thomas, you've been to a number. You're pretty much at
Oh,
most.
yeah.
Oh, he's there all the time.
I introduced you, and also
Right.
Vinny Baffanti,
That's
too,
how we
as
met.
well. That's how we met, yep.
Yeah, good
Yep, through the
good
Batman
guy.
Returns screening.
Yeah, that was so
Remember about this
good.
guy over here.
I love it. Any chances of more Batman?
I have a good feeling I'll probably be doing Batman Begins
Okay.
next year. Right now, I can't do any more Batman this year because of the anniversary. Fathom Events has a lockdown on all the Batman films.
Oh shoot.
Oh, wow.
So-
I didn't even know they could do that.
Yeah.
Well, we went to the screening of the '89 Batman a few months ago.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. Yeah. All right, guys, we have less than a minute to go, so I just want to list off some Magnitude sponsor. Magnitude is our sponsor, and here are some upcoming events. June 30th is the Staten Island Holistic Fair. July 6th to the 7th is the Long Beach. There's an event. I don't have it listed, but I'll get that info to you soon. And July 20th to the 21st, there's an event in Austin, Texas. And July 28th, the Awaken Fair at the Roger Smith Hotel in New York City. So guys, I want to thank you so much. This was awesome. As always, you're always invited. And I want to thank everyone watching at home and on your devices. I'm your host, Randy Unger. This has been Unger the Radar, and we'll be back next week with more show. So until then, we'll see you. Take care, guys.
See ya.
Under the Radar is all new next week with more movie reviews and interviews on Strong Island Radio and Television. Stay tuned. We'll see you next week.